Okay, so hi YouTube. Today I thought it would be a good idea to talk about kind of weight loss and what that means, people's perception, and more importantly, weight loss surgery. So weight loss surgery is something I've been thinking about for a long time. To be honest with you, I went for some consultations, and there was a couple of reasons, or a couple of things that really held me back. But I know YouTube is where I did a lot of research. So everything from the band, the sleeve, kind of everything. And what I found was I kind of got mixed responses or mixed answers depending on who I asked. And the doctors kind of had their own agenda. I felt friends and family weren't necessarily very supportive because they were worried or whatever. And really, I found it quite difficult to get kind of clear, honest feedback. So I've got Miss Lulu again, and the reason she's here is she's very bravely agreed to talk to us about her experiences because she's recently had the gastric band.
I did.
And yep, brave.
Brave
She did.
Thank you.
And so I thought it would be good for us to talk about, you know, why did you do it? What were people's perceptions? And all that kind of stuff around it. So I prepared some questions, which I've got here. And so I'm going to ask you a couple of things and, you know, tell them what your experiences were, tell them, you know, the truth about what you found. Okay, so what made you decide on gastric banding?
It was a long, laborious process. I've been thinking about having a gastric band for about 2 years now. I've always been a little bit overweight, and now then I got into the obese range, and then I got into the morbidly obese range. After that, I decided something needs to be done because it increased my risk of all sorts of diseases and things. So I tried the normal thing, the exercise, the diet, all of those.
So let's talk about exercise because a lot of people have this impression. Coming closer, I'm not sure if we're in. So, but anyway, a lot of people have this impression that oh, you know, gastric banding is the easy way out. You know, when I spoke to people, people said, oh, it's easy. People are just lazy. You should just eat less and exercise. So what was your experiences with exercise? Did you try exercising?
Yes.
What did you do?
I did loads of things. Last year was my year of exercise, so I decided that at the beginning of the year, this is the year that I'm going to get fit, which I did. It was a lovely process. It was difficult because I don't really like exercise that much. As a big girl, you guys know out there how difficult it is to find the right clothes, the whole thing about going to the gym, not feeling comfortable.
We're going to come back to fat women or big. I don't know, people have a thing about the word fat. I don't mind using the word fat, so sorry if anyone's offended. Plus size, big, whatever. But yeah, there's another, I think that's a whole conversation.
Exactly.
So did you try and exercise?
Yes, I did.
And did you feel the benefits of the exercise?
Absolutely, absolutely.
What made you do this then continue the exercise?
Because I wasn't losing the weight.
Is it that you weren't losing the weight or you weren't losing the weight fast enough?
Well, I did it for a year, so I thought a year was long enough for me to decide whether or not, and I was quite committed to doing the exercise. What I found helped, especially keeping me going, it's not the starting and the doing it for the first 2 weeks, it's usually the next 3 months after that. That's the problem with the exercise. I found that if I put myself into events every 3 or 4 months, then I would train up for that event.
Yeah. And
then I'd do the event.
So I know you, because we're friends, so I know what she's done and what she hasn't done, but I know you did a bike, was it a bike-a-thon?
I did a bike-a-thon,
right.
I did a 10K, a power walk, and then probably the biggest one I did was the moonwalk.
The moonwalk, which is, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a breast cancer. What's a cancer charity walk,
yeah.
And it's aimed at specifically breast cancer, isn't it?
Specifically breast cancer.
And how many miles is that?
26.2 miles. Do not forget the .2. I called it.
26.2 miles. And
which is a marathon.
You cycle into work in the summer.
I did.
And I know you've done loads of other kind of fitness things. So
yes.
It really pisses me off, I'm sorry to say, when people say, oh, all fat people are lazy. I'm one of those people. I'm realistic. I think obviously we can all make better choices with portion control,
absolutely.
with all those kind of things. And I think that's where I know personally I struggle. But this is not a lazy woman here who decided to take this step.
I wasn't last year. I was really, really, really trying to lose the weight, so I really wanted to. And I also did the diet thing as well last year. So I did the healthy diet, cut low on fat.
Sorry.
Low fat diet, low calorie diet.
Yeah.
It was coming off slowly, but I was just putting it back up again. So it was really difficult to do that, and sadly enough, it is my portions. I love food, I'm sorry, I do.
And I think with a lot of people as well, I know for me, whenever I diet, it's always, I want instant results, right?
Yeah.
Because personally, I know when I've dieted, sometimes I get discouraged because I've got such a long way to go. And obviously, I understand that the journey to 1,000 miles starts with one step, but it is frustrating when it's not coming off.
Absolutely.
How about those people that think the gastric banding is an easy way out?
It's not. People, let me tell you out there, seriously, listen up if you're thinking about this. It's not an easy way out. It works, but it helps you to lose the weight. It's not the answer to all your problems.
Yeah, because I think some people think that the band, this magical band, bam, you've got the band and the weight is going to melt off. But what I've heard a lot of people say, and I know you said this, is that you have to work with your band.
Absolutely.
Because you can drink a gallon of ice cream and still gain weight even though you have the band, right?
Absolutely.
So the exercise is something you're going to have to keep up.
Absolutely have to keep up. At the moment, I'm 3 weeks and 2 days post-op.
And how much weight have you lost?
I have lost in total about 11 kilos.
11 kilos.
Is roughly about 22 pounds.
And 1.5 stone.
And 1.5 stone roughly.
Yeah.
In about three and a half weeks, I should say. But saying that, obviously because you're post-operative, you can't eat a lot anyway. But then again, you can't move a lot either. So the exercise for the moment is off. But I will update you on how my exercise is going.
Yep.
Later in the future.
Perfect.
And then the diet, you can't eat loads. The first 4 weeks post-op is liquid diet, sadly. I'm still doing the liquid diet, so it's hard. There's only so much soup you can have and yogurts, but you know.
And you have a pre-op diet as well, right?
You do.
So again, even with the band, you're still watching what you eat, you're still watching your intake, you're still on a diet, and it's not so easy. I mean, today you told me something that really shocked me. She said to me, oh yeah, I'm worried about, maybe not being able to eat meat ever again. I was like, what's that about, right? So I know that there's some foods that some people struggle with post-banding.
Yes.
What have they said? I mean,
at the moment I can't tell